I was 15 years old and living in the outer reaches of America when I first heard a recording of Joe Williams singing "Every Day I Have the Blues," and I have been happily stuck in the time warp of jazz ever since, so I'm particularly pleased by this next award. It's a combined radio and television award for a person of singular musical achievement.
What was the band doing when the bass did that?
Stopped.
Ah, that's right, the band stopped. Now this is something that's called a break. So you know what a break is, how that probably makes you feel. It's like if a lot of people are doing something together and they stop and you're still doing it. You know, you ever been in a situation where everybody will be talking kind of loud and you'll be talking and then all of a sudden everybody gets quiet and you get caught out there like that? Well, now that's what a break can be in music.
Biddy had a mood against cow.
Good. That was excellent. Okay. One thing I want you all to notice was that every person expressed something different in their break. Now this is individuality, and that's what the jazz musicians prize the most, that you sing your song. The speed of beats and rest is called the tempo, and the tempo has a powerful effect on the feeling or mood of a piece of music. This is a bull. That's right, it's a bull. So are all of these. These are all bulls. The first bull is the theme, and all of these are variations, which means varied or slightly different. Each time the bull is changed in some way, but its basic form remains the same. In music, we call this theme in variations.
Here to accept are Mr. Murray Horwitz, Director of Jazz, Classical, and Entertainment Programming for NPR, Mr. Peter Gelb, President of Sony Classical, and Mr. Wynton Marsalis.
On behalf of National Public Radio, I want to thank the Peabody Committee. I know it's dark and I know it's far away, but there's a table way back there where the real heroes of making the music are. The entire staff is here, and I'd like them all to stand up. And if you can make them out in the gloom, give them a hand, please. Oh, thank you. Special thanks have to go to two women who should be up here, our executive producer, Sandy Rattley-Lewis, and the woman who managed to find 25 hours in every day, our producer, Margaret Howze. And yeah, you can give it up for Margaret Howze. And I just want to say one other thing. It's fashionable at occasions like this to thank God, and I embrace the fashionable trend happily. I want to specifically thank God for the United States of America and for its greatest cultural expression, jazz music, and for Wynton Marsalis. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Pat Jaffe, my executive producer partner, and PBS, WNET, the BBC, NOS, and NHK, our principal co-producing broadcasters, and Texaco, our PBS sponsor, and with special thanks to the National Endowment for the Arts, I'd like to especially thank Wynton for his genius and for wanting to share it with kids through television, and everyone else who worked so hard to make these programs possible. Seiji Ozawa, Yo-Yo Ma, the Tanglewood Student Orchestra, Michael Lindsay-Hogg, George Siepen, Laura Mitgang, Steve Epstein, Danny Anker, Jack Venza, Wendy Bromley, Olivia Kim, Kathy Quattrone, Irvin Duggan, William Tell, Steve Cutler, and Michael Keenan. At a time when music education is disappearing from educational television, I hope that these programs were not just a momentary programming glitch, but rather the beginning of a renewed and more visible effort for music education on TV. Thank you.
I would like to, well, thank everybody, of course. But I'd just like to say that the staff of Making the Music drove up here in a van from Washington, and they spent the night in my apartment. So we had trouble with the showers this morning, but we had some gumbo, and we enjoyed ourselves. And I'd like to say that the arts, you know, we all can remember when you were in like 3rd grade or something, 4th, 5th grade, and you had a teacher that made you aware of something in the world that you didn't know existed, but you saw it all the time. You just didn't know that it was what it actually was. Well, that's what the arts are like. And that's what all of our shows are based on, bringing the feeling and power and the love that this particular teacher gave to you. We try to bring that feeling in our shows, and all of us who work on it, we have that same feeling, the feeling of community, the feeling of love, and mostly the feeling of soul. And soul is something that the jazz musicians have brought to the United States of America, and something that we have brought to the world. And that's just like when you walk into your favorite grandma's house or somebody, and they say, hey, baby, sit down and eat some of this good food, and you feel good. And that's what we're trying to do, make you feel good and give you a little something that you can take with you. Thank you.